It's been a while. I have no idea why I haven't continued this sooner. I really have no clue. And welcome. My name is Yuusha Anime and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Now, if you remember from last time, we took Amane to the nurse's room because she damaged her ankle. But now I believe this is after that, and we are now in our next lesson. So I believe it's lunchtime now because we prefer to eat our meals alone. So guys, Ikebashuka. I really need to catch up on Grisaia because there's a lot of Grisaia games, like the Phantom Trigger now. And it's possibly becoming animated as well, which is amazing. God damn. So guys, Ikebashuka. It's just easier that way for one thing. I don't have to go through the hassle of pretending to enjoy what I'm eating. In the first place, there's no cafeteria or lunch counter in the school. The facilities themselves apparently exist, but after all, you can count the number of students and permanent staff here on the fingers of your hands. Spending the money to run a lunchroom for the benefit of that small a number of people would be completely inefficient any way you look at it. Well, yeah. So then you might ask, how does lunch work at this place? It's a pretty simple system. When we arrive at the classroom in the morning, we can write our names in a notebook on the podium every lunch period. Every lunch period, the supplier delivers food to everyone who signed up. Box lunch catering, as they call. Okay, that makes sense. Of course, it's completely up to every individual student whether we take advantage of the catering. Because the menu is basically left up to the supplier, it's possible to sign up only when they're offering something you want. Personally, I haven't asked for delivery even once. It's not that I'm worried about saving money or that I can't trust food made by others. I don't have any religious principles against eating meat either. Okay. I'm just not interested enough in what I eat to bother. They say it's a common result of being raised in a food poor environment. Yeah, I don't care what I eat. God damn, I tried a samosa and that was spicy. Jesus Christ, it was so hot. And considering the time I spent living together with my master and her crappy cooking, I guess it's only natural. A full stomach and adequate nutrition is really all I need. Yeah, it's pretty much, yeah. For survival, anyway. Incidentally, the lunch I prepared for myself today is 3 plain salt rice balls. Wow, that's a bit plain. My side dish was always a quick job. After frying onions and garlic, I threw them together to cook with some canned tomatoes and kidney beans, adding a packet of chili powder for seasoning. Jesus Christ, that's good. Chili powder. Whew. As my master used to say, humans ain't that fragile. You won't starve as long as you got beans to eat. But I guess going with nothing but the basics is a bit too bleak for me. No point in living like a monk. So I've also brought an apple for dessert. Yes, we got ourselves an apple. Good old lingo. Kind of feels like I'm eating nothing but red stuff. Damn. If you're eating nothing but red stuff, mate, you better not be a vampire. But there's no point worrying about a meal's appearance. This is perfectly adequate for my needs.
Oi, Yuji!
Oh, hello, Amane. So now she's dropped the whole honorific.
Nani?
Don't just call me Yuji, woman.
だって私、お姉ちゃんになったんだし、弟にくんづけって変じゃない？
I don't remember giving you permission to not use one.
禁止された覚えもないけど。
Damn it. Okay, it's now forbidden.
なんて横暴なのかしら。なら、私も交換条件出すわよ。
What do you want?
私のこと、お姉ちゃんって呼んだら、呼び捨てにするのやめてあげる。
Oh. Yeah, I'm having to think about this one. Dots.
どうする？ゆうちゃん。
Spare me. Not even my parents ever called me that.
いいからほれ、呼んでみ。お姉ちゃんって。
Ridiculous.
なんだよその態度。だったら私も呼び捨てやめないぞ。
Do whatever you want.
そうするよ、ゆうじ。
And you need something?
いや、なんか地味に一人でご飯食べてるから
That
さ。
tragic lunch, Jesus.
一緒に食べない？
I'll pass. Take your volunteer work to Makina, why don't you?
もちろんマキナも一緒だよ。マキナ。お？呼んだか？呼んだけどさ、その言葉遣いはどうだろう。お兄ちゃんもお弁当何食べてるのよさ。聞いちゃいねえし。おにぎりとリンゴとこの赤いのは何？
Baked beans.
なんか美味しそうね。それ
Want to try some? She's gonna burn her face off. No,
も
no.
うそうやって何でも人が食べてるものを欲しがらないの。まるで普段うちで何も食べさせてないみたい
Don't
じゃない
worry,
の。
it's alright. She's not listening.
これ絶対パート合う。
Uh-oh.
聞きなさいよ人の話。
She's not listening.
おじゃないわよ。っていうかあんたもマキナに何食べさせたのよ。
Like I said, beans. She just had a mouthful. Hardly a big deal.
豆って。うわ、何その40代の独身サラリーマンみたいに質素なお弁当。
Damn! Lonely businessman in his 40s. Ouch! Beans are nutritious. There's a problem. There's no
美
problem.
味しいのよ。どれどれ
I love the little sound effects on a second. Hey, you. Just start eating my food.
確かに美味しいけど、これって缶詰だよね。
Yeah. Well, the beans and the tomatoes, yeah.
私、缶詰も大好きなのよさ。
Oh no, we're becoming a bad influence. Stop eating it already. This is all I've got.
缶詰といえば、昔から不思議に思ってることがあるのよさ。みかんの缶詰ってどうやってあんなに綺麗に皮を剥いてるの？
I have actually seen one of those. I actually wonder about that now. Don't make me question this. They don't. They melt the skin off with acid and alkali. Wow. Okay, that makes even more sense.
マジで？なんか体に悪そう。
Don't worry, the chemicals are neutralized, and they wash the fruit with water after. It's perfectly safe.
だったら安心なのよさ。
Hey, you! I was already halfway through my lunch.
ごめん。お詫びにさ、私たちのお弁当を分けてあげるから。ね。
Oh, thanks. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not desperate enough to start stealing other people's food.
まあ
Damn.
まあ、いっぱいあるんだから遠慮しないでいいのよ。ほら、じゃーんと。
What's up with all these sound effects? With that exclamation, Amani brings a huge wrap to lunch. Looks like she's actually got a number of boxes stacked on top of each other.
ほら見てごらんなさい。これが食の彩りというものよ。
Opening the lid, she reveals a box packed with a rich variety of vividly coloured side dishes, practically indistinguishable from a delivery lunch from some well-established restaurant. See, no wonder the neighbourhood calls this place the Money Sink Academy. Pretty luxurious for a school lunch.
ん？これ学校の仕出し弁当じゃないわよ。私の自作。
Wow, that's seriously?
言ってなかったっけ？私の実家ってね、神田で京料理の料亭やってんだよ。
Ah, Kyoto food in the district of Tokyo?
うちとこのお母はんは京都の老舗料亭の娘やし、お父はんは神田の料理人なんよ。
Ah, that's dialect. No kidding. That's why Amani's infrequent lapses into that weird Kansai accent. Yeah, it's Kansai dialect. Okay. And come to think of it, the short-tempered, vaguely masculine side of her personality makes a lot more sense knowing that her father's from a blue-collar neighborhood like Kanda. Oh wow. Okay.
マネってばすっごいお料理上手なのよ。お肉が嫌いだからあんましお肉料理は作ってくれないけど、でもとっても美味しいのよさ。
Oh, you don't eat meat, Harmony? Now that she mentioned it, I don't see much in the way of meat dishes inside this box. Bit of a surprise. I had you down as a carnivore for sure.
いやー、別にお肉を食べないわけじゃないし、料理もするけど、ほらね、お肉ばっかり食べてこれ以上大きくなってもあれかなーってさ。
Just eat normally. What? Your breasts getting too heavy?
慎重よ。
Oh, well, I guess you can't exactly shed inches the way you can pounds. Of course, cutting back on meat now isn't going to make Harmony any less imposingly tall. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That said, if she keeps a careful eye on her diet, it might help maintain the status quo. Bit of a reactionary approach, considering she's already pretty damn tall. But I guess that's just your typical passive Japanese mindset at work. As JB once told me, there aren't many Japanese who go to the dentist before their teeth start to hurt. Ah,
やっぱ
well,
り
yeah.
男の子はお肉はいいよね。今度また作ってくるから、今日はこれで我慢してよ。
I'm not a huge fan of meat myself. More importantly, I'll take care of my own food expenses. Don't have to worry about my tastes.
毎日マキナの分も用意してるし、今さら一人分ぐらい増えてもどうってことないから遠慮しないでいいんだよ。
Why are you so determined to stick your nose into my eating habits?
だって弟だし。
Shit. What?
だってお兄ちゃんだし。
What?
イエーイ
Oh, come on! I don't get it. Otherwise, they just want to play house? But maybe somebody say the principal, order them to become friends with Kazumi-san for some reason. That could have also happened. Oh dear. Either way, I prefer to maintain some distance. I can't be as casual about this as a normal student might be. I have too many things I'd like to keep to myself.
だいたいさ、その若さでお昼がおにぎりと豆だけってひもじくないの？
That's a bit mean now, isn't it? I'm used to simple food.
そう、それそれ。その、いじめられるのには慣れているみたいなのもなんか悲しいじゃん。今までどんな食事をしてきたのよ。
Food. Well, I don't know, nothing special. When I was a young kid, I may not have gotten much in the way of luxury, but I ate normal meals. My current emphasis on low-effort, nutritious food is the product of the way they did things at my previous school. Pardon my French, but at that place the principle was eat fast, shit fast. In the morning we were kicked out of bed at 6 AM sharp for roll call, exercise and running. And once all that was done, everyone made double time to the mess hall for breakfast. That sounds more militant, Jesus. The way the schedule worked out, we had more than a few minutes to eat the meal. Anyone who took their time would get a dressing down from one of the seniors. That just sounds... ooh, God. So everybody stuffed whatever food they could grab into their mouth and forced it down their throats as fast as possible. Lunch was slightly different in that the sheer amount of food they gave us became a challenge. Piles of meat and vegetables would have been hard enough to handle alone, but they'd throw in a heaping bowl of rice as well. We were expecting to cram all that into our stomachs in about 10 minutes, washing it down with miso soup. Oh, miso soup. Naturally, we weren't allowed to leave the scrap of food on our plates. Vomited up in our tea to put it all back down again. In other words, the taste was not exactly the first thing on our minds. I never enjoyed eating that much in the first place, so once my meals became outright painful, approaching food is in a purely business-like fashion felt like the natural response. Nothing but rice, beans for lunch might seem sad to Armani, but I'm not fighting my friends for a can of food, and I even got fruit as a dessert. Nice! We've got fruit. That's all that'll make them go away, it's just that one apple. By my standards, this is a high-class, elegant meal.
だいたいさ、その食べなきゃいけないから食べるみたいな顔、なんとかならないの？
Well, that is how he thinks. If my face is putting you off your food, I suggest you don't look at it.
もう可愛くないな。綺麗なお姉さんがお弁当を作ってあげるって言ってるんだから、素直にありがとうって言っておきなさいよ。何よ。
Nothing. Yeah, you're right about this one. Sorry.
え？何？急に素直になったな。気持ち悪い。
What do you want me to do? What? I want to play along once in a while. To tell the truth, I had a similar discussion in the past with another pushy woman. Ended up turning into an outright fight. A certain busybody German had this habit of coming to the mountain cabin where I lived with my master, mainly to subject us both to a shrill nagging session. She'd barge in, clean out without even asking permission, make food nobody asked for, and then leave just as quickly. I think the woman must have gotten some sick pleasure out of it. Just out of cleaning and feeding, she gets off on that. God damn, that's one way to get off. One day in particular, I got pretty indignant when she put away some book I was in the middle of reading. I ended up firing off the line, "You're not my damn mum," with predictably unpleasant results. Well, it wasn't exciting the first time we fought, and it's true that I found her constant meddling annoying. So I earnestly told her as much. Serious mistake. The woman in question, already a full-grown adult, spat out the supremely childish words, "Fine, see if I care." Then all of the things she broke down in tears, leaving me in a complete bewildered panic. But what? Since that disastrous experience, I've learned a lot about how to handle women. First lesson knowing when to back down is crucial. Don't resist a woman's kindness. When a woman gets worked up, words won't get through to her. And the most troublesome lesson of all, women of the busybody type remember the smallest grudges through all eternity. Well, maybe you're willing to make lunch for me, but I don't feel like you have to do it every day. I'd appreciate it when you have the time, yeah.
ごめん。さ、別に私親切の押し売りをするつもりとかじゃなくて。
Why did you say panicky
そ
now?
のなんていうか。
I know your intentions were good, Harmony. I don't have a reason to refuse that would satisfy her. Not one I can bring up here, at least. Anyway, I'm not looking to make the atmosphere in the classroom awkward over something like this. As for Harmony, I don't know how she interpreted my sudden change of tune, but she sounds downright contrite about her aggressiveness. We're both being mature about things and all of a sudden. I guess the two of us are still capable of being reasonable with each other. Seems like a good sign.
とにかくお弁当にしようよ。私お腹が空いたのよさ。ってあんたユージのおかず全部食べちゃったじゃないの。もういつの間に誰だ。いやお前だろ。
Yeah, no shame. Well, a healthy appetite is a good thing.
そんなこと言ってるとおにぎりもリンゴも全部食べられちゃうわよ。
Yeah, she probably will.
リンゴはいちごの次に好きなのよさ。こいつはとっても美味しそうなのよさ。
Oh god.
あんた今朝リンゴ食べてきたでしょうが。意地汚いことしないの。
You are kidding me. I don't really mind giving her the apple bar. I thought you just said Makeda didn't have that big of an appetite.
まあなんというか食事のバランスが悪いのよねこの子。食べない時には全然食べないし、食べる時には人の3倍くらい食べちゃうのよ。
That's quite frightening. Sounds like a bit of an exaggeration. I dropped my hand on Makeda's head with a thump. Where would the kid be stored all that in his tiny body?
私もそう思うけど実際食べるんだもの。ご飯食べた直後だってのにお腹空いたって言い出したりしてさ。まあそんな日もあるさ。ねえよ。
Strange. Maybe she works like a mole or a rhino. Inefficient at absorbing energy from her food, so she has to keep stuffing herself or she'll starve to death?
話してると時間なくなっちゃうよ。とにかくお弁当にしよう。マキナ、手伝って。
Yeah, come on, Makeda. Yeah. For a second, I thought I saw a shadow fall across Amane's face, but she and Makeda quickly get to work. They dragged nearby desks and chairs up to mine, creating one large island.
大したもんじゃないけどさ。遠慮しないで食べて。
Amane pushes one of the stacked lunch boxes at me. Inside there's a deep-fried tofu covered with red bean paste. I tried red bean paste. It's very sweet, but I don't know. I did try it and I wasn't the biggest fan of that. Scented with thinly sliced boiled daikon radish. Now that's nice. Not to mention broccoli with sesame sauce, fried burdock root, Kyoto-style grilled mackerel, and chicken meatloaf. Oh wow. Together they make an amazingly well-balanced and elaborate meal. Holding back at this point would be downright rude. I thank her for the food and extend my chopsticks to the sliced daikon radish. Harmony's cooking is somewhat light on the seasoning. I noticed as much before when I had dinner in her room, but to my tongue, used to preservatives and artificial colouring, her food seemed extremely gentle. Probably because I haven't eaten real home cooking in a long time. It tastes even better than I'd expected. Delicious. Oishii.
なんて？
Oh no, you really are an excellent cook.
だから何度も言ってるのよさ。アマネーは上手だよって。
Yeah, she did.
料理屋の娘だしね。っていうかさ、この前だって私の手料理食べたじゃん。
Yeah, true. Dinner in her room was a simple stew, and the main ingredients were just some off-the-shelf fish products, so there weren't any real surprises. It is a meal that's has the vaguely nostalgic essence of home cooking. The taste calls up faded memories of the meals my mother served me. Honestly, it's a bit of an emotional jolt.
うちの母親がね、アホでもおへちゃでもかましまへんけど、料理だけは覚えとかな飽きまへんえってさ。
Okay.
子供の頃から料理はよく教わってたのよね。ね、お兄ちゃん、私が食べさせてあげよう。
Huh?
卵
score the... nah, I'll feed myself, thanks.
ほれ
No. Even eating with others like this is a concession on my part. This is going way past the ticklish and into seriously awkward territory. Machina thrusts the omelette toward my nose with a clumsy grip on the chopsticks. I instinctively pull back and turn a frank scowl in Amane's direction. Oi, Amane. She's something about this girl, so my glance was intended to convey, but instead Amane bites her lower lip lightly, and an irreplaceable smile spreads across her face. You bitch. Grabbing a Kinpira burdock root with her chopsticks, she presses it toward my face, which I turned away from Machina's attack.
はい
This is just dirty. Brutus.
こんなに可愛い女の子が両手に花状態
Why does I say Brutus?
王様と
Am I calling her Brutus?
そうなのよそろそろ空気読め
Damn it. That's my line. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Theoretically, I should gain distance, then suppress each target individually. Step 1. I need a chance to take evasive action. Have to create some sort of distraction. Sakagi! Yes! I got Saber in it, Sakagi. Oh man, this is gonna go fabulously. I can already tell. Everyone in this room is now a potential weapon of the last resort. My frantic gaze settles on Sakaki, sitting alone in silence, picking through a authenticated lunch with her chopsticks. Sakaki, I'm begging you. As Sakaki glances towards us out of the corner of her eye, I send her a desperate SOS in my case. Her silent message follows. Please, don't think you're going to drag me into this. I truly got an heartless answer. A brief please try to eat a little more silently from your mouth could save my life, and you abandon me? I just witnessed with my own eyes a tragic moment. Long years trusting in a superpower's umbrella. Forbidden from developing the military, still shedding blood, sweat in defence of our nation, all come to naught. Sakaki, my friend and ally. In the end, I was nothing to you but a shield against the menace of Amane and Machina. A sacrifice to suffer in your place when the time came. A reason to despair, Kazumi Yuji. From the start, you were a mere pawn in a great game. A dog kept alive on the whims of your masters, and you threw away the right to expect mercy from God a long time ago. Didn't you know as much? It's too late now to think that the national interest. All that's left me is to embrace this moment of reckoning. Endure the unendurable, suffer the insufferable, find the cool serenity of still water.
こういうの鬱陶しいかな
What?
こういうさ私の押し付けがましい仲良しごっこに付き合うのって正直しんどいと思うしそっとしておいてほしいとか鬱陶しいって思うかもしれないでもさ私はこういうやり方しかできないし他の方法が思いつかないのよユージの過去に何があったかなんて知らないし知ったところで何もしてあげられない
She's really thinking about this
まして
pretty
や
hard.
同情するつもりもないされるだけ惨めだって知ってるしねこれはさ私が私を慰めるためにやってるエゴだから悪いけど我慢しなさいというか諦めて分かったら
She knew what I was doing.
口を開けて
She knew what I was doing. Jones. This sort of Amane woman is too clever at times. When she puts it like that, no matter how badly I want to escape the situation, there's no way I can bring myself to run away. That ruthless way she cuts off my path of retreat is nostalgic in a way. Reminds me of my big sister. Then again, compared to Kazuki, I guess Amane's methods are almost charming. Once that thought passes through my head, the tension naturally drains from my body and I let my mouth fall open. The kimpira she throws in my mouth has the same simple light seasoning, same taste of home.
おいしい
Yeah. Food is good to be sure. What's with this stifling feeling? The reassuring taste of home cooking? The experience of eating with others? These are exactly the sort of things people associate with intimacy and happiness. But in counter-reaction to the peaceful atmosphere, a dark thought spread through my mind. I shouldn't be sitting here. My chest feels tight. Drawing breath is uncomfortable. I'm off balance. I know exactly why. I spent 1.5 years since my master's death keeping my distance from others. In that time I've grown starved to this sort of contact, and I don't want to admit that to myself, because that means facing the question. Do I deserve an ordinary life? Do I have the right to an everyday routine existence, living for small moments of happiness? Yes!
いいんだよ。
Huh?
だから、私の分も食べていいんだよ。
Yeah.
そうなのよ。男の子なんだから、いっぱい食べて、まるまる太らないとダメなのよさ。はい、
Right. I told you I could feed myself. I've got to get used to this sort of thing sooner or later. I want to believe that, but there's part of me that can't. Even now, there's a nagging discomfort in the corner of my mind. There's always a side of me that accepts, a side of me that denies. And in a fight, the side that denies always comes out on top. I guess that's the first thing I should try to fix about myself. Is there a reason I can't stay broken? An obvious question, but I think I'll leave it for another time. Wow, this was quite a self-revelating part so far. Damn. Just like at any other school, the start of a recess period here means that someone runs off to buy drinks for the group. There was a similar system at my previous school, so the event itself is familiar. The fact that our designated gopher puts on a maid uniform for the task, on the other hand, is still going to take some getting used to.
それでは、
Oh, thank you, Sachi.
ご注文を受けたまわります。なんかいつも悪いわね。じゃあ私は冷たい緑茶で。
冷たい。Okay.
いえ、自分の分を買いに行くついでですから。あまねさんは冷たい緑茶ですね。かしこまりました。じゃあ私はミルクティーね。
Milk. Yeah, that's definitely tea. That's definitely milk. Milk.
はい。
I think I can remember how to write that out as well.
私はレモンティーを。
Lemon tea.
はい、いつもの無糖のものでかしこまりました。風見さんは何になさいますか？
Oh, my pleasure. What's available?
はい、大抵のものは何でも取り揃えてございます。
In that case, I'll have university. Keep the tea cold by going.
いや、ねえからそんなお茶。
Yeah, I did. I made a pun, alright? It was terrible. Hold the gum syrup.
ねえって言ってんだろなあ。ユニバーシティ？
University.
さっちゃん。そうやって何でも理解しようと努力するのはあんたのいいところでもあり悪いところよ。ユージもさっちゃんは真面目なんだからさ、変な冗談で混乱させないよ。
Oh yeah, we did actually do that last time, I remember.
私はシンクロニシティで。
Synchronicity.
ほら見なさい、頭の悪い子が真似してるじゃないのよ。
That's the clever one though, synchronicity. True, my bad. What I got there. But when you offer me anything, I think it's only natural to want to explore the limits. Yeah. Okay then, I'll go with water. Make mine non-carbonated.
炭酸抜きですか？要は普通のミネラルウォーターでしょ？
Yeah.
あ、はい。それならわかります。マキちゃんは？
マキちゃん？
じゃあ私は牛乳を。炭酸抜きで。
Why?
いや、最初から入ってねえし。
It isn't
なんでちょっ
carbonated.
とかっこよく言おうとした？今。
Yeah.
お兄ちゃんの真似。問題ない。
問題ない。問題ない。
モノマネは微妙だし、言ってることがむちゃくちゃだし、どこから突っ込むべき？
Why to go in my direction?
あんたのせいでしょが。
It's always my fault, isn't it?
つまり普通の牛乳でいいのかな？一番うまいの買ってきて。わかった。それじゃあ一番美味しいの買ってくるね。
Ah dear. For those words, Sachi picks up the hem in her skirt and bows to us, then quietly leaves the classroom.
まったくもう最近のマキナってば何でもユージの真似したがるのよね。
Oh.
まあこの子は昔から人の影響を受けやすいからね。ぶっちゃけ口が悪いのだってあまねからの転戦だし。
Oh.
私別に口悪くないもん。ただ 思ったことは口にする、不満を溜め込まないタイプってだけで。
That's just brutality.
だからそれが悪影響を生んでいると言っているのではなくて、
Oh.
それほど悪いことだとは思わないけれど。
まあね、ここに来た当時のことを思えば確かに今の方がまだマシなのかしらね。
It definitely helps her speaking to others, I guess. What was the girl even worse? Wait, what? Was the girl even worse when she arrived here?
そんなことはないのよ。ただ、なんつうか、昔はもっとおとなしかったっていうか、それこそ借りてきた猫みたいに誰にも懐かなかったし、誰とも喋らないでずっと一人でお人形遊びしてるような子だったのよ。
Oh.
もう昔の話はもうええがな。
Well, okay. Anyone has a thing or two in their past they don't want others to know about. And if you're attending a school like this, merely touching on the subject is probably enough to make some old wounds ache. There seems to be an established principle of mutual restraint when it comes to these sore spots. Our conversation shifts fairly smooth away from the details.
結局何が言いたいかっていうと、昔の触れたら壊れそうなマキナに比べれば今の方がマシってことなのよ。
Okay.
自分じゃあんまり変わってないつもりなんだけどな。そう？最近はお豆腐も食べるようになったじゃない。
Tofu.
豆腐？
Yeah, tofu.
ほら、この子ってばひどい偏食家でしょ。気に入ったものしか食べないっていうか、果物とパンしか食べないような子だったのに、最近は何でも食べるようになったじゃない。
Oh.
だってお兄ちゃんが。
No? Having favourite foods is fine, but don't reject something you haven't tried. At least eat some before you decide to hate it.
って言うんだもん。
Yeah. Experience is the most useful possible form of knowledge, a precious privilege reserved for those who manage to stay alive. Sometimes the most instructive and memorable lesson of all comes from the deaths of your comrades. But I wasn't trying to preach to Makina or make any complicated arguments about her values. I just wanted to get across that ignorance isn't something you should cling to proudly. Oh yeah, I remember that. You're only embarrassing yourself when you insist that you hate some food you'd never eaten.
食わず嫌いがなくなるのは正直ありがたいけど、どうにもおかしなところまでユージに似ていくのはどうなんだろう。
For example?
だから言葉遣いだってば、なんか最近のマキナ少し言葉遣いが横柄っていうかやけに尊大なのよね。誰に似たのかしら。
You're blaming me?
だって他にいないもの。
Hey Makina, seems you've been coming off as a little arrogant lately. Better watch your step, got it?
心得た。いや、だからそれがダメだっつってんじゃん。なんだとこの野郎。なんで喧嘩腰よ。
Yeah.
この子が他人の影響を受けやすいのは今に始まったことではないし、ポジティブな面を考慮すれば何でもかんでも押さえつけるのは良くないと思うけど。
たまにいいこと言うのよさ。やっぱ押し付けられる息苦しさを知ってる女は言うことが違うのよさ。さすがだね、よしこ。
誰がよしこよ。私はユミコ。勝手に「ゆ」を省略した上に読み方を変えないで。
そんなに怒ること？なんとかこういいところだけ真似させるってできないのかしらね。
I think the problem with the sample she's working off, to be honest.
あんたがそれを言う？
What?
今の私がこうして元気でいるのもみんなマネーからは無駄な明るさを学んで、ユミちゃんからは本を楽しむことを通じて学ぶってことを教わったし、
You?
サッチンからは努力とか簡単に諦めない心ってのを学んだし、お兄ちゃんからは生きるための強さ、なんかそんなのを学んだのよさ。今んとこ学ぶところのないのは
Wow. Michiru's the only one left out.
それどういうことかな。
That was baby
学
job.
びなさいよ、私からもツンデレとか。 何のためにっていうか何のとこが
Yeah.
素でポカーンとしながら私の生き様全否定するのやめてもらえる？
大丈夫、ちゃんとチルチルからも学んでるのよ。反面教師として。
God.
何よそれ。やっぱあんた私のことバカにしてるでしょ。
でも好き。
Aww.
はあ？
チルチルのこと大好きだよ。だから大丈夫。
あ、そうなんかよくわかんないけど、そうなの？
どう？散々バカにしておいて最後に好きって言って
Aww.
全部チャラにすんの。これってツンデレ？
あんたやっぱムカつく。
でも好きなのは嘘じゃないのよ。チルチル一緒にいると面白いし、バカだけど。
バカだけど。
そうですか。それよござんした。どうもありがとね。もうバカって言うな。バカって言う子がバカなんだからね。
So you calling her an idiot? Doesn't that make you an idiot? Oops, break's already over.
あれ、さっちゃん遅いわね。何かトラブルでもあったのかし
She
ら。
didn't try and get any university,
電
did
話し
she?
てみればいいのではなくて。
Oh no. What's she doing?
うん。
What's she doing? Oh no.
もしもし、さっちゃん、今どこにいるの？ヘキのホーム？何してんのそんなとこで？はあ？北海道？
What?
なん
Hokkaido?
で？ちょっといいから絞りたてとかそこまでしないでいいから。
Oh my gosh, she's trying to get the freshest milk. What's this? What happened?
なんかさっちゃん、一番美味しい牛乳を手に入れるとか言って北海道まで行って自分で牛乳
She
絞
was
って
going
く
to
る
go
って。
to cow in Hokkaido. She was going to go to Hokkaido. Woman's devotion knows no limits.
とにかく今すぐ戻ってきて。
Why Hokkaido? Is that because of the Kobe cows? Maybe? I don't know.
飛行機のチケット？そんなの空席待ちとかしないでいいからね。北海道まで行かなくてもスーパーに行けば北海道って書いてある牛乳売ってるからそれ買って帰ってきてね。
Okay, I think I might have been right about this one. Maka's personality getting wrapped up might have been inevitable, considering the references she's working from here. Well, not to say that I'm an exception. Well, you wouldn't be. Oh, we're in the principal's office. Okay, we'll do this one quick and then we're going to end it off. I'd assume the job of a principal mainly involved in counting your school's money, then begging for more. That and signing off paperwork you haven't really read. And judging from the way Chizuru has set the free time to call me in to chat for no particular reason, even going so far as to make the tea herself. My guess may have been that far off the mark. But well, even if that's the truth of the matter, pointing it out would no doubt hurt the woman's self-esteem. A good man knows when to keep his trap shut, as my master put it.
それでどうかしら？もう学園には慣れた？
Not in the least.
何か不便でも？足りないものがあるのなら申請してくれれば。
That's not what I meant. I don't know, it sort of feels like I'm playing a student of some undercover operation. Can't quite settle down.
そう？旗で見ている分には楽しそうにしているように見えるけど。
Well, I won't deny that, but sometimes I'll catch a glimpse of myself standing in a pane of glass and just flinch. It's like I'm looking at someone else. It feels awkward. I just want to ask that guy, what's so funny, arsehole? Who do you think you are? And before I know it, the smile's falling right off my face.
そういうもの？
Right, here's a simple analogy. You know when you're having sex... A simple analogy, you start off with sex in a hotel. Classy, Yuji. And get a look at yourself going at it in the mirror. And you're just like, what are you, a monkey? The whole thing seems ridiculous, right? Seems... okay.
余計にわかりにくいわよ。
Really? Okay, then let's try this one. This guy I know told me a story about the time his parents caught him screwing a pillow in the middle of the night. In that moment, cursing his own idiocy, he longed for the release of death. I think that sense of shame might be somewhat similar.
そのお友達の話まだ続くの？
What? Not really. How do we get on this topic anyway?
話を元に戻しても？
Yeah, just feel free.
あなたの事情はそれなりに理解しているつもりだけれど、私からはそのうちになれるわよとしか言いようがないわね。今この学園にいるあの子たちだって学園に来た当初は皆あなたと同じようなことを言っていたわ。
So they've all got their own circumstances, huh? Figured as much.
あなたがそうであるように、この学園にいる子たちも様々な事情があってこの学園に来たのよ。そもそもこの学園が設立された理由もその辺の事情が少なからず関係しているわ。
Oh.
この学園に学生が6人しかいないのも、まずはテストケースとしての運用という側面があるからなの。
So we're all test students. But the nature of these circumstances isn't made clear to any of the other students, so it would seem.
学生どころか講師にすらその辺の詳細な事情は伝わっていません。部活に手を出すこともできないようなデリケートな事情を抱えた子もいれば、ことが公になれば日常生活に大きな支障をきたす子もいます。
Right.
例えばあなたのようにね、学園の方針としては学生の自助努力というか、
So
問
rehabilitation.
題を抱えた学生を集めることによって学生同士で心のケアを行い、自然治癒力を高めるというか。
Yeah, it's rehabilitation. In other words, you throw a bunch of losers together and hope they'll lick each other's wounds.
そういう言い方は語弊があります。あくまでも上からの押さえつけではなく、学生同士のつながりに重点を置いた教育を目指しているのであって。
Sounds pretty when you put it that way, but basically you gathered a bunch of rich kids who couldn't handle regular school. Ranked in a ton of donations from people with a guilty conscience about how their children turned out. Then made up an excuse about healing in their own time when no one improved, no matter how much money you threw at the problem. God damn.
なんて人聞きの悪い。
That's just mean.
確かに榊さんやイリスさんの家からは少なからぬ助成を受けていますが、あくまでも規定の範囲です。今は学生の絶対数が不足しているがゆえに、確固の負担が大きく割高感が強いというだけで、それに民間資本である以上、ある程度の資金運用は。
My bad. We're still talking about money. Whether I'm right or not, this is just going to lead a lot of outraged self-defense. Yeah. And wherever the money's coming from is covering my free tuition, so I hardly have the right to criticize.
どこまで話したかしら。
Why did you call me here in the first place?
別に何か特別な理由があって呼び出したわけじゃないわ。
Oh.
ただ単純にこの学園での生活に何か不都合があれば聞いておこうって、ただそれだけの話なの。
Like I said, there's no real problems. Just can't get used to this yet.
でもお友達はできたでしょ。うまくやっていけそう。
No, you're not wrong there. With some more than others, as you know, I'm not the most sociable human being. Thanks to my master's influence, I've got a bit of a sarcastic streak. This does lead to some misunderstandings. I guess you could say I've run into some minor communication problems.
警備かしら。私にはかなり歪んでいるように見えるのだけれど。
Yeah, of course, of course. What do you expect in a school that's founded to collect warped people and fix them? Or maybe to sweep them under the rug, whichever. Beating the floors out of a warped sheet of iron, gathering the failed works and stuffing them into some dark closet. This place is more like a metal shop than a school.
ど
God
うしてあなたと
damn.
話しているといつもこうなってしまうのかしら。
I don't know. Didn't I just tell you I have some issues with communication? Jesus, come on, Yuji. I guess you might have been hoping that adding a truly twisted individual like myself would offset the others warping and get them back on track, but apparently it hasn't worked out too well.
あなたがどう思おうと勝手だけれど、私はそういった目論みがあってあなたをこの学園に招き入れたわけではないわ。それだけは疑わないでほしいのだけれど。
Gratitude toward the person who saved your life, is it?
そういうこと。
Ah. It was a coincidence that I was the one who saved you. Wait, what? And I was acting on orders. Wait, I don't remember that.
てもあなたでなければああはうまくいかなかったと説明されたわよ。あなたがいなければ私は今ここでこうしてのんきにお茶を飲んでいることも
I
な
don't
かった。
remember this.
違う？
That's just something you arbitrarily convicted yourself of. Convinced yourself of. And not to repeat myself, but didn't I save you? I didn't save you for any special reason.
勝手で結構。
Damn.
私はね、人に借りを作ったままというのが嫌いなの。それとも何か別のお礼が良かったかしら？
Wait. No, you've done more than enough. What was you thinking then?
確かにあなたの思っていた普通の学園とは少し違うかもしれないし、クラスメートに変わった子が多いのは認めるけれど、それでも私にはこれが精一杯なの。ごめんなさい。
Not a problem. Not that I buy every word coming out from the principal's mouth, but when you get down to it, in a place like this is probably just about right for someone with circumstances like mine. Tossing the likes of me into a run-of-the-mill school wasn't a great idea to begin with. Pushing my way into a crowd of people with completely different values probably would have made for a tense and irritating experience. Alright then, are we done here?
そうね。何か不満があったらいつでも言って。すべてに対処するとは言えないけれど、善処はします。
Okay, got it.
そうそう。ついでに聞いておきたいのだけれど、
What is it?
あなたから見た他の子たちってどんな感じかしら？
My thoughts? Yeah,
そん
exactly.
なに難しい話ではなくて、なんていうのかしら。あなたから見、例えば、
damn it.
あなたから見た榊さんはどんな子に見えるのかしら？
Sakukia? I haven't known her for that long, but honestly I can't say that I have a particularly firm read on her. And to be perfectly frank, this is the woman who started slashing at me with a box cutter out of nowhere. I can't say that I'm that eager to get deeply involved with her. Alright, these are just my impressions, but if you put it nicely, she's a rational type that doesn't waste her time. Put it harshly, and she's just apathetic. Unless it's blocking her way, the girl's not going to bother picking up something that falls down. That's how she comes off, at least. That applies to her relationships with others as well. Sakaki seems to avoid getting involved with someone unless she absolutely has to. She responds when you talk to her, but rarely joins the conversation in other ways. I guess you could interpret her quietness as an attempt to avoid hostility or attempts at intimacy from others, but I think it's partly that she's simply doesn't understand how to build relationships of mutual trust. And if someone else tries to bridge that gap, she'll take it as an intrusion on her territory and violently reject them. I think those are the major points. I've been constantly trying not to be pushy or intrusive with her, but, well, I haven't gotten that far.
なるほど。
Matsushima.
松島さんは？
Okay. Michiru, huh? The girl's off her rocker. Pretty much. The other day I saw her wandering the dorm hallways moaning with cling wrapped around her head. What kind of ritual is that supposed to be?
きっとブリーチをしていたんじゃないかしら。
Yeah.
彼女、月に一度ぐらいのペースで髪を脱色しているみたいなのだけれど、その脱色に使う薬品が相当に痛いらしいのよね。
I see. At the time, I'd hidden myself instinctively and observed Vishnu's freakish ceremony from afar, but yeah, that was hilarious. Sorry. But it was. It seems she wasn't wrapping foil on her head to protect from occult mind control rays after all. Incidentally, is that hair color allowed by the school regulations?
まあ、対面的には若干の問題はあるけれど、うちは私学だし、彼女の髪が著しく風紀を乱しているというわけでもないしね。
True enough. It seems like she has her reasons for going with that hair color, too. Guess there's no need to force her to stop.
どういう意味？
But what?
松島さんの髪の色の理由、何か聞いたの？
No, well, she said I'm a tsundere, so it has to be this way, but I don't know anything more than that.
何それ？ツンデレ？
Okay, to sum the girl up, she's a generally incompetent human being. God damn. Well, they might get distracted by that flashy blonde hair at first. It's not representative of who she really is. That coloration is actually a warning signal. By going out of her way to be highly visible, she announcing to everyone who sees her that I'm poisonous. But in the end, it's nothing more than an empty threat. In other words, Michiru's so weak that she feels like she needs to project hollow menace and self-defense. The girl wouldn't last a minute on her own. She has to form symbiotic relationships to survive. God damn! That's down to a T. But she's also counterproductively cautious around others, and has a hard time trusting their charity or affection. In that sense, Sachi's a unique presence in Michiru's life. If you ask me, Michiru might be trying to figure out just how selfish can I be before Sachi rejects me, but slowly pushing at the limits of her kindness. What? For the record, these are just my opinions based on what I've seen of Michiru, so I might be completely off base.
意外と深いところまで見ているものだからちょっと驚いただけ。
Oh. People do call me perceptive sometimes. When you grow up nervously watching the expression on other people's faces, you naturally pick up a habit of observing others.
そういえば
Damn.
あなたは確かお姉さんがいたのよね。
Uh-oh. As she speaks, Principal Tachibana takes a binder stuffed with documents from her desk, then begins flipping through the contents.
上に兄弟がいる子って上の子を見ながら育つから優れた観察眼が身につくっていうものね。
Well, that's not the only reason in my case.
それで他の子はそう例えば小峰さんとかはどう思う
Sachi, eh? On the surface, she's just insanely serious about everything. Kind of an awkward girl. I think she's got the idea that diligent obedience is her only redeeming feature. Guess you could classify her as a tortoise rather than a hare. But it seems more like she's decided that for herself. She's just given up on developing her talents any further. Basically, she's the type who thinks about resolving a huge problem over the course of 10 years of hard work. She seems incapable of even considering a search for easier methods, let alone turning to others for help. If you told her to build a castle here, she'd start stacking up stones by herself. She's serious, honest, and follows any instructions she's given obediently, to the point where she often seems more like a robot than a human being. The girl's faithful to her orders, but she doesn't think about efficiency when carrying them out. It's almost like she's punishing herself. If someone doesn't teach the girl to let off some steam, she's going to explode someday.
確かにそうね。
I actually agree
あ
with
の
that.
子何を頼んでもいいですよわかりましたっていうもんだから私もつい仕事頼んじゃったり雑用を任せちゃったりするし
Yeah.
気をつけないとダメね。
Try not to fall into the mistake of thinking I've created an appropriate setting so now I can just leave the students to take care of themselves.
痛いところをついてくるわね。
Damn. Yep.
私だって今のままでいいとは思っていないのよ。だからこうして定期的に個人面談という形であなたたちの意見を聞いているのだし。
So you've had this sort of discussion with the others as well?
ねえ、そう。折を見ては面談をしたり、話すのが苦手な子には日誌を提出してもらったりしているの。
Okay. Diaries?
日誌というか、あれは絵日記に近いかしらね。
Huh. Makina, is it?
ご明察。
Yeah.
あの子の言葉は少し理解するのが難しいし、話をしている最中に何を話そうとしていたのか忘れてしまうようなことが多いから、思い立ったことを紙に記録したものを提出してもらっているの。あの子、結構絵が上手だから面白いわよ。
I see. Yeah, Makina's case, I think a diary would be more coherent.
あなた、イリスさんと随分仲良くなったみたいね。とても珍しいことよ。
Arnie told me the same thing.
イリスさんはね、そうは見えないかもしれないけれど、日常生活に支障が出るほどの人見知りなのに、あなた、どうやって彼女と仲良くなったの？
I don't know, she was just curled up as a cat and I helped her out catch a thing, wasn't it? Piece of cake, just taught her a few grown-up games. Now she comes to my room. No! 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 Call the police! Now she comes to my room every night. It's a joke, don't give me that look.
本当に冗談なんでしょうね。
Yeah. If you ask me, Makina's kind of the exact opposite of Michiru. She plays up on her own weakness to take advantage of the protection of others, like the bizarre speech patterns and quirky habits. The aggressive way she cuddles up to people, all that, I think, is something she does by instinct to invite compassion from the strong. That sort of trick works on many men, but it's not going to make her popular with her own sex. Wouldn't be surprised if she had been bullied as a result. Damn! The reason Makina's taken to Amane so much is probably because of Amane's unusually strong protective instinct. But I think Amane's large body and oddly masculine parts of her personality are also a factor. If you want Makina to like you, communicate that you don't intend her any harm. Then demonstrate that you're strong. She'll sidle up to you herself.
なんだか随分と歪んでいるというか打算的な関係なのね。
Don't know about that. It's the fact that I don't dislike Makina. And she herself understands perfectly well that I've seen through her. Fact is, Makina's much smarter than she lets on.
そんな関係でいいとあなたは思っているの？
That's not what I'm saying. For one thing, it's not like I can always be around to protect her. If you're completely convinced that someone's going to keep you safe at all times, you'll turn into the sort of person who can't do anything in a real emergency. Amane's enough if she wants someone to spoil and protect her. I'm trying to convey the value of independence and self-defense.
それはイリスさんのことを言っているのよね。それともこの国の未来について？
Irisi. An interesting interpretation. Yeah.
冗談よ。それじゃあ最後
Amane Suo.
スオさんについて。あなたはどう思う？
Amaneha. To be honest, she's the biggest mystery to me. Her painfully cheerful personality and burning need to help others are one thing. I have no idea why she clings to me so persistently.
スオさん本人が言うには一目惚れらしいじゃない？
Uh-oh. That's what I don't understand. See me walk by and your first thought is going to be that's a suspicious character and she's saying she fell in love with me at first sight? She might be the most deranged of them all. Ouch. Goodbye self-confidence. I don't have an answer. So let me ask you instead. What kind of woman is she?
どういうと言われても見たままよ。明るくて元気で一番年上だからしっかりしてるし。ちょっと待ってね。
The principal flips quickly through the documents she's holding.
彼女前にいた学校を1年間休学しているから、事実上はあなたの2個上ね。
She's 2 years older than me. You know, you shouldn't give away a woman's age like that. Pretty cruel.
いいじゃない。まだ若いんだし、気にすることないわよ。
She's legal. She hataze. Or 20 in Japanese. In that case, how many years older than me are you, Chizuru? Oh. Oh, what's the matter? You've inexplicably broken into a sweat.
あの子がこの学園に来たのは榊さんに続いて2番目よ。
I didn't ask you about that.
寮に彼女の引っ越しの荷物が届いた次の日、なんていうの？ほら、アメリカの暴走族が乗っているようなオートバイに乗って本人が学園に来たのよ。もうね、とんでもない子が来ちゃったってびっくりしたんだけど、まあ
She's really trying
話
hard
してみ
to
れば
hide
普通の
her
子だ
age.
ったわね。とってもいい子よ。
Alright, I get the picture. So give up on the age thing.
とにかくみんないい子たちばかりだからこれからも仲良くしてあげて。
Can't make any guarantees, but I'll put in the effort. Are we done here?
もう退出してもらって結構よ。何か相談があればいつでも来て。
Alright then, I'll be going. And that will bring an end to the Fruit of Grisaia for me. After this little last bit. I can't quite get used to life at the school. I was being perfectly honest when I told Chizuru that my own smile feels awkward to me. Normal student life in a normal school? It's hard for me to believe how readily accepting I am. How readily I'm accepting these small fragments of happiness. Or maybe... Right. Maybe it's hard for me to forgive. But I don't think I'm really feeling awkward when I see that smile. I'm feeling guilt. I feel like foul gas gathering in my body. Like my blood's turning black and viscous in my veins. A stifling sensation as if my lungs are slowly filling with cold poison. Look you, do you really think this is what you should be doing right now? Vague impatient questions dominate my mind. I feel a pressing need to do something. Anything but no concrete course of action presents itself. Principal tells me that I'll get used to this soon, but what good would that do? Even if I could. No matter how I'd changed, none of the things that I've lost are ever coming back. damn. Well, we're going to end this on a down note, it seems. Alright, we're going to end it here, guys. Oh no, it's playful music when we come back.
セーブするわ。
It's save us no. There we go. So I'm going to save this here, guys. Blimey. I was definitely a slight bit more of a lengthy episode of the Fruit Grisaia, if you ask me, but I'm happy now because I've almost done the normal recording that I would have done a while ago, so woohoo! So really, there's nothing more I can do for now. So all I can really say is thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want any more from me, and I shall see you in the next episode. Sonaja, guys! I will indeed see you next time. I really have no idea when a choice is going to come into play. Maybe soon.